Ferrari didn't hold any big events or release dramatic press statements. They didn't post shiny teaser videos or announce sweeping changes. But something has shifted inside the team, and it's becoming clear to anyone paying attention. It's not just about results or one strong weekend. It's about how things are starting to feel different inside the garage. The way decisions are being made, the way people speak to each other, and the way the whole team carries itself. There's a new energy in the air, not loud or showy, but steady and real, and at the center of it all are two men, Lewis Hamilton and Jérôme, working together to guide Ferrari into a new era. This isn't a power struggle or a culture clash. It's something more rare in Formula One, a quiet understanding. Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, has joined a team with more history than any other, and D'Ambrosio, a former driver and now a strategist and leader behind the scenes, knows what winning looks like, having worked closely with Toto Wolff at Mercedes. What's happening now is a slow but strong merging of styles, passion meeting precision, emotion finding direction. Ferrari, often seen as chaotic and full of drama, is starting to look more calm, more focused, and more serious. That's not an accident. It's the result of two professionals who know exactly what it takes to build something lasting. When Hamilton arrived at Ferrari, people questioned whether he would fit in. Could someone so used to structure, so tied to Mercedes and their clean operations, survive in a place like Maranello? Would Ferrari swallow him up like it had done with other champions before him, Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, even Kimi Räikkönen? All those drivers had come with big dreams and had left with disappointment. The problem wasn't talent, it was the system. Ferrari has always had speed, but what it lacked was direction, especially under pressure. Hamilton, however, didn't walk in hoping to be saved. He walked in ready to help rebuild. And he didn't come alone. He brought with him habits, standards, and expectations that were sharpened during his years at Mercedes. From how meetings are run to how data is handled to how feedback is used, Hamilton knows how a top team operates. And in D'Ambrosio, he found someone who could help carry that structure into a very different environment. D'Ambrosio doesn't shout, doesn't show off, and doesn't look for headlines. He works quietly, but with clear purpose. He's become a key figure, someone who speaks both languages: Ferrari's emotional energy and Hamilton's methodical mindset. This season, results have gone up and down. There have been frustrations, especially with race strategies and communication. But what's different is how the team responds. In the past, one bad radio message could lead to finger-pointing or breakdowns in the team. Now, there's calm. When Hamilton questions a call, the replies are clear, measured, and respectful. D'Ambrosio doesn't let things spiral. He centers the team, and Hamilton, for all his fire, isn't here to take control. He's here to help shape the team into something better. There's a difference in how feedback is given and received, how simulations are used, and how track results reflect the work being done back at the factory. The test at Silverstone showed this new Ferrari in action. They didn't win, but they didn't crack under pressure either. Everything ran smoothly from double-stack pit stops to clean communication. The team moved like one unit. That kind of unity is rare at Ferrari, but it's growing stronger each weekend. And it's not just about results. It's about how the team is starting to trust itself, how mistakes aren't hidden but learned from. That's the kind of environment where champions are made. What makes this transformation so powerful is that it's happening quietly. There's no big show, no shouting from rooftops, just a professional slowly building something real. Hamilton is not just another driver passing through. He's becoming part of the structure. And D'Ambrosio is not just filling in temporarily. He's shaping how Ferrari operates from the ground up. Together, they're creating a new rhythm inside the team. Hamilton has always been more than just a fast driver. He thinks deeply about how teams function. He sees patterns, notices gaps, and works to close them, and for the first time in years, it looks like he trusts the system around him. That trust is key. When a driver believes in the team, he can focus completely on performance, and that's what we're starting to see. At Silverstone, there were flashes of that old dominance, not just in lap times, but in confidence, in control. Ferrari has always had passion. What it lacked was process. Hamilton and D'Ambrosio are bringing that process. It doesn't mean Ferrari is becoming Mercedes. Far from it. This is still a team with its own identity, full of heart and history, but for the first time in a long time, that heart is beating in rhythm with its brain, and the results, while not fully there yet, are beginning to show. It's important to understand how rare this kind of balance is. Formula One is full of talented people, but talent alone doesn't win championships. It takes systems. It takes trust. It takes the kind of quiet, day in, day out work that fans don't always see. Long meetings, detailed debriefs, careful simulations, and hundreds of small decisions that build into something bigger. That's what's happening now at Ferrari, and this isn't just about Hamilton. It's about what kind of team Ferrari wants to be. For years, they've looked for quick fixes, hoping one strong race or one new hire would change everything. But real change takes time. It takes patience. It takes letting go of old habits and making space for new ones. That's what this season represents, a turning point. Not a final result, but a beginning. D'Ambrosio's role is especially important. He's not loud, but he's everywhere. He's reorganized the race strategy group, added structure to debriefs, and helped make sure both Hamilton and Charles Leclerc feel heard without feeling divided. He doesn't play favorites. He builds trust. And that's why this team is starting to feel like a team again, not just a group of talented people, but a unit with one goal. This shift is also about culture. Ferrari has always had a proud culture, but sometimes pride can block progress. What we're seeing now is a culture that's learning to accept structure, to listen, to grow. It's not easy. There will still be setbacks, but the direction is clear. This isn't just about catching Red Bull or beating McLaren. It's about finally building something that lasts. Hamilton knows what a winning culture feels like. He lived it for years at Mercedes, and now, instead of asking Ferrari to copy it, he's helping them create their own version. One that fits the team's unique spirit, but still has the strength to win consistently. That's the difference between a fast car and a championship team. And that's the work being done right now. Behind every great drive is a great system. And Ferrari's system is slowly starting to work. You can see it in the way engineers speak to drivers, in how tire choices are made, in how errors are corrected without blame. This kind of detail doesn't make headlines, but it wins titles. What's most interesting is how all of this is being done without fanfare. No one is making big promises. No one is shouting about championships. They're just doing the work. Week after week, meeting after meeting, lap after lap, and that's how real dynasties are built. Not with one big moment, but with many small ones stacked together with care. Hamilton and D'Ambrosio understand this. They're not rushing. They're not looking for shortcuts. They're building a foundation, and if Ferrari lets them continue, this could be the start of something long-lasting. A Ferrari that's not just fast, but smart. Not just passionate, but prepared. For years, Ferrari has chased the dream of dominance. They've had strong cars, great drivers, and massive support. But they haven't had control. That's changing, slowly, but clearly, and it's not just about 2025. It's about the next 5 years, the next 10. It's about building a team that can lead a new era. Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari for a farewell tour. He came to leave a mark, and D'Ambrosio didn't step in to keep a seat warm. He came to shape the future. Together, they are laying the bricks of something new, something that could turn the sport's most dramatic team into its most stable. That's a powerful story, and it's not over. This process is still in motion. But what we're seeing already is a sign that change is real. Ferrari isn't just reacting anymore. They're planning, they're adjusting, they're listening, and above all, they're believing that they can build something that lasts, that they could be more than legends of the past. They could be legends of the present. This season may not end in a title, but if this progress continues, the real win will be what comes next. The rise of a Ferrari that's ready not just to fight, but to lead. And when that moment comes, the credit won't go to one person. It will go to a partnership, a quiet, steady, powerful partnership that changed the course of Formula One's most famous team.